Hello, grade 10s. Welcome to our fourth class. We are going to be doing the multiplication of algebraic expressions. Okay, so we're going to split this into two classes. Okay, since it's broad, and there are things that we are not only going to look into binomial and trinomial, but also other basics that you need. Okay, let's start and see. So the first one here, we can see that we have got 4x and we've got binomial inside here. What you need to understand here is that 4x is going to multiply the first term and also the last term. Okay, so 4x, and when we have the x and the x, we know what happens. What call when you're multiplying this, you are going to have x to the power 2, which is x squared. Okay, so it's gonna be 4x squared, then plus 4x times 2 is only going to be 4 times 2. What we get? 8, and the x will actually come down like that. That will be our answer there. Okay, let's look at this one here. When we're having 2x again, it's going to multiply the first term. The second term, it's multiplying a trinomial now, and also it's going to multiply the lastly the last term. Okay, so let's look at it and see what we get there. So negative 2x times negative 2x cubed. So negative 2 times 2, we're going to get negative 4. Okay. X times x cubed, we're going to say 3 plus 1 power, because here it's actually 1. So it's going to be 3 plus 1 is going to be x the power 4. Okay. Then minus 2 times minus 7 is going to give us positive. So it's going to be positive 14. Then x1 times x1 is going to give us x squared. Then negative 2x times x is going to give us negative 2x squared. But now what we can see is that we have got like terms here. Okay, we've got like terms, and when we have like terms, we can actually solve them. So let's see what we get there. It's going to be negative 4x the power 4. Then 14x minus 2 is going to give us plus 12x squared. Okay, so this becomes our answer. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Here we are multiplying binomial times a binomial, and what we have here, the first term, going to use the FOIL. I think you have heard about that this term here is going to multiply the inner term, and also we will multiply the outer term, and these inner terms are going also to multiply. Okay, so in this case here, what we can just do is that x is going to multiply x plus 3. Then also 6 is going to also multiply x plus 3. Okay, so here we've got x times x going to give us x squared. X times 3 is going to give us plus 3x. Then 6 times x, 6x. 6 times 3 is going to give us 18. Okay, then here we have like terms here, 3x, and 6x. Okay, so we can add them. Okay, so it's going to be x squared plus 9x plus 18. Okay, so this becomes our final answer. Let's move on to the next one here. We have got also binomials multiplying each other here, but in this case here, we can see that we've got the exponents here. You can see what called their order. It's actually 4 and 3. Then here we're going to have 3x the power 4 is going to multiply everything in the second bracket plus 3y. Then here minus 2y squared is also going to multiply the same bracket here, which is 4x cubed plus 3y. Then here 3x the power 4 times 4x, so 3 times 4 is going to give us 12. X the power 4 times is going to be 4 plus 3 is going to give us 7. Okay, then 3x is going to give us 9x the power 4 times 1. Okay, then here is going to be minus, because there is no minus there. It's going to be minus 8x to the power 3, y to the power 2, because we're bringing it down like that because here they are not the same. Okay, the variables, they are not the same, so it's going to be minus also here negative 2x y squared times 3y. This is going to give us negative 6, but y and y, so it's going to be y to the power of 3. We're going to add 2 plus 1. Then here, what we can see is that there are no like terms. Do we have like terms here? no like terms. So our answer will end here. Okay, so this will gonna be our answer. So we can't take it any further. Let's move on to this one here. What we have here is that we have the 3x multiplying the what we is the binomial, and also negative multiplying also the other binomial. So let's use another color there. We're going to just use red. So it's going to be 3 times 2 is going to give us 6x squared minus 3 times 4 is going to give us 12 minus 12xy. Then here minus times 6 going to give us minus 6x squared. Then minus also times minus going to give us plus 5xy. So here, just know that there is a silent y in here. So here it's actually minus 1. So you're just saying minus 1 times all what we have here. Okay. Then here, what are we going to get here? We can see that we have 6x squared minus 6x squared. This is going to cancel. So here, this is going to cancel. Okay, then here minus 12xy plus 5xy. So we're going to have 7. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be 7. So here is going to be minus 12 plus 5. So it's going to be, our answer there is going to be minus. Okay. Okay. It's going to be minus 7xy. Okay, so this is going to be the answer. Okay, so we are adding these two here because they are like terms. We've got xy and also xy there. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is our last slide, where we are actually multiplying the one that was in the one of the objectives there. So here we're multiplying a binomial and a trinomial. So in this case here, what we can see that we've got 3x plus 4 multiplying x cubed minus 4x plus 2. So we're going to take again 3x. I want to make it this simple because if you are just gonna multiply them without splitting, sometimes you can leave what is it? You can forget to multiply some of the things. So I like to do this one here so that when you split, you can make sure that you have multiplied everything. You have included everything. So that's why I split my binomial there so that we know that everything here is going to multiply also every term in the second bracket. Okay, so we have 3x times the first one here, x cubed, is going to give us 3x to the power 4 because 3 plus 1. Then here, because there is a silent 1 here, then here we've got 3x times 4x going to give us 12x squared. Then 3x times 2 is going to give us plus 6x. Then here 4 times x cubed is going to be 4x cubed. Then 4 times negative 4x is going to give us minus 16x. Then 4 times 2 is going to give us 8. Okay, so it's going to give us 8 there. Then in this case here, we can see that do we have like terms? We do have like terms, yes. The like terms here are your x and x, okay? So x and x, we have them. So we're gonna say, okay, so we drop down the 3x, the power 4, then plus, we can just bring in the 4x cubed, then minus 12x squared, okay? Then 6x minus 16x gonna give us minus what is it? Minus 10x, then plus 8. This becomes our final answer. Okay, so always check if there are any like terms that you can actually simplify again before you conclude your answer. Okay, now let's look at the last one here. So again, here we are splitting 6x in bracket 4x squared plus 2xy plus 3y squared, then minus 2. So you take it with each sign, okay? Minus 2y, then here 4x squared plus 2xy plus 3y squared. As you can see, I'm copying the bracket, all the terms as it is, okay? So here, 6x times the first one, we're going to get 24 x the power 3. Then here 6x times 2 is going to give us plus 12x squared y. Then 6x times 3y squared is going to give us 18xy squared, then minus here 2 times this is going to give us minus 8x squared y, then negative 2 times this one here is going to give us negative 4xy squared, because there's a y and a y there. Then negative 2 times this one is going to give us also negative, because there is no other negative here, negative 6y to the power of 3. Okay, so what we see that we can look for like terms here. What are like terms that we have here? We've got x squared y, we've got x squared y, x squared y, we've got xy squared, xy squared, then the rest are not the same. So now let's try to write our answer there. We're going to drop down 24x the power 3. Then we solve here 12x squared y minus 8x squared y. This is going to give us 4. So it's going to be plus 4x squared y. Then here we can look at also 18xy squared minus 4xy squared. This is going to give us, so let me just write the squared nicely here. This is going to give us 14. It's going to be plus 14xy squared. Okay. Then minus 6y cubed. Okay. So this is the final answer. Okay. Then you know what happens. We always have something to do. So this is the work that you need to do and submit it to me, what called on the number displayed there. Okay. So guys, thank you so much. Until next time, all the best.